Hey, long time no see. I'm back. I just moved, so change of scenery. I got the fridge. I got the kombucha corner over here. But I've been working on this project with Gary, this collab, for wow, maybe like a couple months now. Sometime over the summer. Little game, little challenge, whatever. I came up with 2 riffs. Gary came up with 2 riffs. I sent Gary my 2 riffs, as well as a couple really bad VSTs I could find online. And then his job was to use those VSTs to add to my riffs that I sent him. And he would send me some riffs and some VSTs, and I did use those VSTs to add to his riffs. I sent those over to him. He's gonna have a reaction, and he's gonna watch my walkthroughs over on his channel. But on my channel, I'm gonna check out what he sent me, his finished products with those VSTs I sent him. And we're just gonna give it a little listen. Let's see what we got. First and foremost, let's check out what I sent him. I sent him 2 riffs. First one was in drop F in F minor. This one, it's C Phrygian, I believe. I sent him over 3 VSTs right here on my screen. First one is what looks like a really bad guitar, and the reviews are not great. Sent him a flute synthesizer as well. The reviews are also not great. I mean, there's some good ones. And then the third one I sent him, or it sounds cool to me. It says it's a mini synthesizer controlled by incoming audio. It doesn't have great reviews. Let's see what Gary sent me. That was something. That was something, all right. This one used the Emily guitar, it looks like, and he went with a bold choice, and he used it as an actual guitar, which I would not have done because I didn't think it would sound that great, but he managed to pull it off. Later on, he did some whammy stuff, and I think he knows that I love whammy stuff, so obviously, thumbs up for me. Yeah, that's sick. This is the C1 song, I think. That was also wild. Oh man, that was the voice controlled VST, I believe. I forgot what it's called again. It's like Zap or something. Listen to that again for a sec. That's giving me, at the beginning, it's giving me kind of Linkin Park, like disc scratch vibes. I didn't listen to a lot of Linkin Park, but that's what it reminds me of. Later on, it's got more of a doomy distortion thing going for it right here. The last part, I really dig the last part because it's more like a lost in outer space kind of transmission vibe going on. I really dig that. It works really well with the ambient, clean guitar that I sent with this track. Kind of backed him into a corner with that one, but no problem. I'm going to look at those walkthroughs, but I think that's it for me.
Hey Chris, how's it going? So I'm going to take you through a walkthrough on what I did with your song and the instruments that you assigned to me and what I did with those instruments. So taking a look over here, you gave me the brilliant Emily Guitars VST, and I've used this to create a melody line. I've also done a sort of chord arp pattern and then some whammy notes over here. So starting off with this track, this is it without any processing. So that doesn't sound that amazing. So what I did was I added some amp simulation with STL Tone Hub, and then some tape saturation with this SPL Twin Tube, and then some reverb, which gave me this. And then over your guitars, bass, and drums, then I added this R pattern. I'll play this by itself without any processing. Then with the amp simulation, some delay and EQ and reverb. So that's going over this section over here. Then for your end section over here, I just did some simple notes. And then I sent this through a whammy pedal and recorded it twice using a different octave setting. And I ended up with these two parts over here. Okay, so now taking a look through on your second song, this I used the Zap VST instrument that you sent me, and this basically acts as an audio modulator. So it uses an audio source and then you modulate it using these envelopes to create these sort of laser zap gun sounds. So starting off with this first bit over here, I'm just going to solo this track and just take off all the processing. And what I did was I just recorded my voice as the audio source. Sounds like a bit of a mess. And then I added the Zap audio processor. You can see the automation where I've automated the frequency and depth. Then I've added some amp simulation in the form of STL Tone Hub and some EQ and some room reverb, and you end up with this. Then with the rest of the instruments, then over here, I've used another instrument where I've used some different processing. I've got some amp simulation, a different EQ curve, some chorus, and some phaser. So just taking a listen to it before, just with the audio source. And then with the Zap plugin. Here you can see what it's doing with the waveform. Then with the amp simulation, the EQ, processing, chorus, and phase afterwards. And with the rest of the instruments. Then I've added for this end section 2 extra Zap instruments. I'll just solo them both, but I've basically done the same thing. Got some amp simulation, EQ, and reverb. And with this one as well, the only difference is it's got some delay, and I've just panned this one slightly to the right. Then with the rest of the instruments. So there you go. That's the Emily guitar and the Zap VST.
Pretty cool. So, you know, hats off. Oh. Hats off to Gary, you know. If you don't know, Gary has a YouTube channel, but I feel like if you're subbed to me, you're probably subbed to Gary. He's Heavy Tones over on YouTube. He does lots of low-end kind of stuff, like a lot of baritone related stuff. Go check him out. He just recently hit 1K subs. Thanks for checking out this video, actually. I appreciate it. I hope you had as much fun with this as I did. I'm glad it turned out well. If you want to hear what I did with the riffs and the VSTs Gary sent me, he will do a video over on his channel. I will link to it in the description. I might even put a card maybe up here somewhere. I also dropped a new EP/mini album. It's called Quarantine, and it's a bunch of the songs I did for the first part of quarantine. A lot of the music I did on this channel went into that album, so you might recognize all of them. But I'll do a video explaining that later. For now, peace. See ya soon.